I stayed in it. I did it anyway. Whatever the it is, right? So I get to come back now, and all of this is on my own terms. Hey everybody, this is Billy Porter, and you are watching Billboard News.
Hey, it's Tetris with Billboard News, and look who I have here, Mr. Billy Porter. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'll do anything for you. Gotta let these children know what time it is. Like Mona Lisa, a fucking genius. Don't you see the venture creature?
You got a lot to talk about. Your magnum opus, you have
Yes.
released this album, Black Mona Lisa.
Yes.
Why did you refer to it as that, and how is this project different?
You know, we were writing. I was in the writing process with Justin Tranter and his team. And, you know, we were probably about 6-8 months into the process. We had written a bunch of other stuff, and the themes and the tone were forming. I don't remember where Black Mona Lisa came from, but I just kind of say it kind of fell out of the sky. And everybody in the room was like,
That works.
did that just happen? Like there was like a, you know, like time stood still for about a good 20 seconds, and then like maybe even 30, and then 20 minutes later the song was written.
Black Mona Lisa, a fucking classic kid, a teacher. I'ma need you to pay me more than gold.
It's referencing the original Mona Lisa. And that painting is relevant always, past, present, and future. And that's my goal with my legacy.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. I'm like, are you the Black Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. I just wanted to make sure.
We've seen the album cover, have we not?
Yes.
Yes. It is a self-proclaimed Black Mona Lisa flex moment. That's who I am. I'm coining it, yes.
Black Mona Lisa, a fucking genius. Don't you see it?
We talked about the album title, but the themes that you touch on there are also, you cover a lot. What would you say is like the overarching theme of the album?
It's a really good question. There are several. I feel like first and foremost, it's about self-love. Understanding truly how to love yourself. Stand in the fullness of one's authenticity and power, and be able to speak from that place with grace, compassion, and presence. The world was not ready for this in 1997. And I understand that, and I'm so grateful that I have been blessed to live long enough to see the day where my authenticity has become my superpower.
And what do you think were some of the difficulties that you dealt with back in 1997, and how has the industry grown since then to allow this?
I said, my heart is ready to resign.
I mean, it's simple. I was gay and they put me out, period. There was no place for me. And there were energies and forces in the business, gatekeepers, that made sure that I didn't cross over. It's okay, right? Because no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You know, we throw around this authenticity thing. Oh, just be who you are. Just be who you are. It's easy to be who you are when what you are is what's popular.
Ooh. There you go.
What do you do when the who you are is reviled and rejected, and there's no place or space for you? You make the place and the space for yourself.
Well, let's dig a little deeper into some of these songs. Let's talk about Audacity. Now, you wanted to serve us vocals there. We appreciate it. We love a power ballad moment. Some of the lyrics, the audacity to show up honestly. How dare I believe that it's okay to be me.
The audacity to show up honestly.
So talk to me about writing that song and why you wanted to write it.
To be black and queer and unapologetic and have a big mouth that shall not be silenced can be a firebrand in ways. It can be challenging to the masses. Sometimes, not always. And with Audacity, for me, it was facing head on this idea of silencing that is so pervasive in our culture.
And let's talk about one of the focus tracks on the album, Children,
Yes.
that you had Lady Blackbird join you on.
Yes.
Not just so you know, mama knows it best. I lived a whole lot of life. I ain't new to this.
What does she add to the song even?
Well, just listen to that voice. She brings the voice, she brings the thunder, she brings the power, she brings the presence, she brings the spirituality. If you've ever seen her perform live, we have very similar intentions. There's an intention behind her work that's not just about how fabulous I am. It's not just about that.
Because you were talking about, like, you know, giving hope, if you will.
Yes.
To that generation that
Yes.
you can speak to and tell them they have a voice.
Yes, all of the music and all of the lyrics, I think, speak to that need to sort of stand in the gap for our kids specifically that still feel like, you know, I mean, we're under attack. Everything is under attack. Everything and everybody is under attack.
I know times are hard. I mean it from the heart.
So let's talk about Billy Strayhorn.
Yes.
Had a very successful run in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
I heard some rumors. Are we headed to Broadway?
Well, I'm the kind of person that likes to speak life. So yeah,
We're gonna put it
I'm gonna
out
just
there.
say yeah, because that's where I would like it to be. There ain't no contracts yet. You know, ain't no
The
discussions
ink isn't
yet,
settled yet.
But hopefully people will see this. It'll be out in the ethers. You know, I'm gonna make some phone calls and all of those things. You know, the thing about Billy Strayhorn is that particularly our Black, our African American queer heroes, hero stories are being unearthed. Billy Strayhorn, in the long version, the long answer to that first question, is also a queer artist who lived in the shadows of Duke Ellington. You might know of a song called A Train. You just take the A Train. One of the most popular jazz songs in history is accredited to Duke Ellington when Billy Strayhorn wrote it by himself.
That's crazy.
It's unacceptable. You know, and so what I love is that now I'm in a position of power and I have a platform and sometimes people listen to me. I get to be a part of ushering in these stories.
Would you ever take the stage in Billy?
Yeah, I would. It's a good show, I would, yeah.
And when will we see you on stage again, actually?
When it's worth my time and worth my while. 8 shows a week is a lot of work. And when you have something as magical and specific as Lola and Kinky Boots, it's very hard to top it. While I don't know if topping it is the goal, at the very least, whatever the project is, has to be equal.
And we gotta talk about fashion. You came
Yeah.
in today with these shoes on, and I was like, I'm gonna have to walk out with those. I'm gonna have to walk out with them. Did you know early on? Have you always been into fashion? Did you know like
Yeah.
Billy's path was gonna take him to fashion icon?
I didn't know that it was gonna take me to fashion icon, but pretty early on I knew that I wanted fashion to be a part of the conversation in terms of how I express myself in the mainstream.
And I love that you said, like, organically you kind of started going into the genderless thing. Does that now feel important to you as like an inspiration and kind of like the story that you're telling by doing that?
Clothes don't have gender, period. Clothes do not have gender. We put that on clothing. We put it on the clothing. So what I said to myself was, what if it doesn't matter? And what if I wear whatever I want, whenever I want? Because it's not about the dress. It's not about the dress. It's easy. It's easy to just go to dress. It's easy to do that. People report that I'm wearing a dress when I'm not. All the time. They're clearly pants and they're still saying that it's a dress because people are lazy. And people actually have a real problem having the conversation. So there's a dismissal of the conversation inside of the reporting of it. Oh, well, he's just gonna show up in a dress, so that's yeah.
That's the norm.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Look at that. I wear pants all the time. It's not pants versus a skirt or a dress. It's not about that. It's about self-expression. What do I feel like today?
And do you feel that now that you're able to make those statements with genderless fashion and your self-expression, that it's kind of helping move the conversation on a lot of the issues in the queer community? Is your fashion obviously a bigger statement?
Of course. Fashion as activism. Fashion as activism is on purpose. It's always been my goal. You know, once I started down this path, I was like, well, as usual, I'm opening up myself to have a target on my back, as usual. So if I'm gonna do that, it better mean something real. So yeah.
Billy, thank you for your knowledge, your kindness, your energy. I really enjoyed this conversation.
You're welcome. Thank you.